I'll say since I've changed the exhaust over, it does definitely change the look of the bike. There's big chunky pipes on the back end. I don't think we're doing it much favours. Definitely likes how the blacked out forks, I don't know. I think those indicators could do with going. Yes, it's definitely added to the character of the bike. So this is the stock sound starting up. To be fair, for a stock bike, sounds pretty good. This is Euro 5 compliant as well, so it's got an absolutely enormous cat in it. Not quite sure what Witchcraft Triumph have done, but they've managed to make a Euro 5 bike sound pretty damn good, if I'm honest. Right, let's take it out for a quick spin. It's got pops, it's got bangs, it's still deep and grunty, and it's a stock system. Honestly, ridden in isolation, this bike has everything you want. It's only when you start riding other bikes or riding with other people who've got an upgraded system that you sort of hear the sound that you could be having. And it's only then you think, oh, actually maybe I would consider an upgrade. But if you just rode this in isolation, never rode anything else, never heard anything else, man, this would be perfect. You would never ever think you need anything else. A little bit of tunnel. Do a little bit of a tunnel. Is we'll take it on a little bit of a loop so you can hear the sound of it when it's accelerating, cruising on at a decent speed, and then we'll stick the new system on, take it out for a proper ride. How is this a stock system? Makes me think how loud how awesome it's going to sound. Like in the aftermarket just one. I mean, if it sounds as good as this, God knows what it's going to sound like with the British custom pipes on. It'll be an absolute beast. One of those corners where if your tyres are warm it's great, but if your tyres are cold, well then you wish your tyres were warm. it's not necessarily louder, as it just is sort of deeper and more grumbly. It's like taking things a little bit more refined and making it a little bit more jagged and jarring, but not really in a bad way. Just in a bigger dog with a bigger bark kind of way, if that makes any sense. It's like a puppy that's now gone through adolescence and it's woken up a little bit and it's grown its teeth, and now when it barks, but before you went, oh, isn't that cute, and you just kind of notice it that a bit more and you go, oh, what's that? Well, this is with the cat in, so I'm very curious as to how much more it would be without the cat. Something to maybe find out at some point, but for now this is more than plenty. Interestingly enough, when I've done the full decibel meter on this, it's not actually that much higher than stock. I think it's just a lot deeper and a lot more growly. This will be a little test to see how it sounds. A bit of time. It's not a very long one, but even so. Let's see how this sounds this time. Oh yeah. That does sound pretty good. Yeah, this definitely has that a bit of a meaner feel to it now. I mean, what I've done is just change the slip-ons. Still got the cap, everything else. So you wouldn't think it would sound that much different. But it just has a different sort of feel to it now. Resurface this roundabout. I wish I had a better bike for this. I mean, not slagging this bike off, but it's not designed for this. Oh gosh, what a lovely road surface. Since they bring my R6 back here. I remember riding back round here years ago on one of my other bikes, and literally just gravel and grit everywhere. Whee! Dog's dinner there. I know some of you watching this would have done a much better job. So would I recommend the British Custom slip-on exhausts? I would say that they make a very positive difference to the sound of the bike. I'm certainly glad I've got them on the bike and I'm not going to be taking them off. They aren't the cheapest. I got these third hand and I paid a third of the price. So for me, they were absolute bargain. I have seen some other manufacturers that do very similar, if not almost identical ones that are 2/3 of the price of the British Customs. So maybe you want to consider one of those. Ooh. And they also sound very good. But yeah, I think these pipes sound great. I think you could ride these long distance all day and it's not going to become tiring. I'm definitely going to be keeping them on the bike for the near future. However, I guess there's always got to be some kind of caveat. For me, the only caveat is that I probably wouldn't put the decap on with these, because I think if it got any louder, then it would just be too loud for round town, and I think it would be a bit too drony and too loud for long distance on the motorway. But never say never, and as I haven't actually tried it, I could be talking my arse and it could actually be absolutely fine. Having said that, I have ridden with a few guys who have done similar bits with Were they the British Customs? They weren't the slash car. I think they were the drag pipes and the X pipe. And Jesus, they were loud. I mean, to the point where my stock exhaust system, when I was on my bike, they were 5, 7, 8 meters away. Like, I couldn't even hear my bike. Like, I literally couldn't hear my bike running. It was only because I could feel it that I knew the engine was on. Do I want to ride around like that all the time? No, probably not. Do I want to ride around like that on occasion? Yes, absolutely. But I think, for me personally, the trade-off of everyday enjoyability versus that sort of crazy factor once in a while probably isn't worth it for me. But if you do like your bike loud, then take out the cat and Jesus Christ, it gets ridiculously loud. It always sounds like the stock one did. Okay, now it's starting to burble a bit more than it was before. I don't know if I'm just imagining it or not, but it sounds the same. It's hard. I think I've just kind of adapted to the noise now. The amount of Deliveroo drivers that you see riding around is just absolutely crazy. I don't think anybody these days actually leaves their house to get any takeaways or anything. They just order them online. I remember when it was literally only pizza, or maybe an Indian, that you could order. Someone would deliver it. Now people are getting a bunch of bananas delivered. It is a crazy new world out there. Ooh, so it's tonight, I think it was. This bridge could do with replacing at some point. Look at the state of it. These used to flood all the time. Oh, they've resurfaced this road as well. Oh, very nice. Right, let's see if we can get anybody noticing the new noisy exhausts. Has anyone noticed that we've got a ladder pipes on, or does it just blend into the background? The real test for the bike. No, not even aware. Oh, that's got bigger. Not even aware it exists. Well, I've scared the shit out of all the pigeons. That's one. I'll tell you what, there's definitely more heat coming off of it. I think maybe because before you had the huge pipes at the back had soak a lot of the heat up, venting back there. There isn't that now, the pipe's a little shorter, so I can definitely feel more heat around my right foot. And it's definitely burbling more than it was earlier. Well, so far the pigeons don't seem to like it. Or them, don't seem to like them in terms of the exhaust pipes, but nobody else even seems to notice that the bike's here. Clearly, with the cat in, this bike is still stealthy. Who knew? Thought it sounded pretty good. Apparently, it's still uber quiet. And with pretty much all of London being a 20-mile-an-hour zone now, realistically you could just build a motorbike with one gear. Slightly longer gear, so yes, your acceleration is going to be too quick, but just one gear, and you would never need to change out of it because you never go faster than 20. Just a fairly light clutch because you're going to have to feather it sometimes because you're always in traffic. But yeah, you could literally just have a one gear bike. bike. So far it's epic fail. Epic fail. No one cares. God, the heat coming off this is a lot. Does sound pretty good with it reverberating off the buildings. It's a nice big building, so give a good bit of reverberation. Oh yeah. I guess it just isn't that loud because it doesn't draw any attention. Who knew? There you go, folks. You literally ride this bike and just blend into the background.